Welcome back to a brand new video. In this one, we're going to talk about how to apply for scholarships for graduate applicants. We already spoke about how to apply for scholarships for undergrad applicants in the previous video, so this one is specifically dedicated to all prospective master's and PhD students. Now, I've particularly graduated from Cornell University with my master's in biomedical engineering, and I completely understand how draining it can be financially when it comes to paying $70,000-$80,000 per year for your education expenses with tuition fee, housing, miscellaneous electronics, and everything that it goes for the US education. So scholarships are very important. If you can get even a little bit, it helps take the burden off of you or your family, and who doesn't like to save money? So in today's video, we're going to talk about 3 categories of scholarships that master's and PhD students are eligible for. Now this is valid both for international as well as domestic US citizen students. So the first category we're looking at are assistantships. This includes teaching assistantships and research assistantships. Now there's a slight difference between the two. Teaching assistantships basically means that you'll be assisting a professor in teaching some sort of a lower level course, typically towards an undergraduate program. So this may be something like Physics 101 or Biology 101, and you'll be helping out the professor in setting up classes, maybe some lab experiments, grading papers, quizzes, proctoring some examination, that kind of work. And you get paid per month based on the entire semester that you work. Now this payment that you receive can go towards like a stipend, so you can use it for your housing expenses or food, or you can just apply it directly to your tuition fee to get the tuition fee waived off. The second one, which is research assistantship, basically means that you're still working with the professor, but towards their lab and research work. So you're not teaching any course, but this is more towards helping them progress the research that they're actually doing. You'll spend a certain number of hours per week in the lab dedicated to moving some project along forward, and for that you get paid on a monthly basis. Again, a stipend that can be used for personal expenses or towards waiving your tuition fee. These assistantships usually are given preference to PhD students, but when it comes to master's students, only a few select master's programs are actually eligible for these assistantships. So before you apply, you need to make sure that the type of master's program you're applying to does fit in this criteria. Now, I'm not going to go into the details there because we'll be deviating from our scholarship topic, but if you guys would like me to cover that in a whole guidebook type of video, let's get this one to maybe 500 likes and I'll make a dedicated fall 2026 guidebook for graduate students for you guys. Now, when it comes to the stipend amount itself, this can range anywhere between $1,500 to $3,000 per month, depending on the type of college that you're attending and where it's located. For example, colleges in expensive cities or states like California, New York, Boston may give a higher stipend where the cost of living is more compared to colleges located in remote areas. The second category is merit-based scholarships. For master's students, this isn't very significant, where I've seen colleges give maybe $5,000 to $10,000 per year on an entire tuition fee of like $60,000, $70,000, which isn't too much, but nevertheless, it is still some amount of money. Example of a college is NYU, where they do support in giving merit-based scholarships to students.
I heard that NYU had like pretty good scholarship. So I did get a 7,000. So it would be like 3-5 per semester.
Yeah.
That's like, so anybody, any international student with a good profile should get 5 to 10.
Okay.
Yeah, and mostly the average is 8 or 7.5, I'd say.
Okay.
So
And is there a separate application you have to fill out to get the scholarship?
no. I didn't. Yeah.
Just get admitted
Yeah,
and you're good. In order to apply, you don't have to fill out any separate application. It basically just depends on your credentials and academic standing as a student and your college application that you're submitting. And based on that application, they'll automatically give you a certain amount of merit scholarship with your acceptance letter. For PhD students, merit scholarships technically don't exist because the entire tuition fee for all PhD students in the US is waived. This basically means that you don't have to pay any tuition fee if you're a PhD student, whether you're a US citizen or an international student, and typically you're expected to do both teaching assistantships and research assistantships to fulfill this requirement.
So at Harvard and most other US universities, PhD is fully funded. You do not need to pay tuition fee, and there is a stipend that helps you for your living expenses and other expenses that you might have. So yeah, there is no tuition fee associated.
What is that stipend like a rough amount?
So it can vary from like 20,000 to 50,000. At Harvard and MIT, it's more towards like 45 to 50. But yeah.
The overall application process can be very overwhelming, especially because getting scholarship is step number 2. The first step into the whole process is getting accepted by the university. And this won't happen if your application isn't strong enough. So if you're someone who's looking for an organized place, a student dashboard where you have everything in a step-by-step manner on how you need to tackle the whole admissions process, check out the Ivy League 101 course, where you have modules, chapters, and recorded videos showing you exactly what you need to do, all the way from shortlisting colleges to applying for colleges, as well as the whole financial aid and scholarship process and how to navigate through that. The waitlist is now open, and it's going to be the first link in the description, so check it out. The third category are external options. Now this one is pretty popular because it involves external organizations and government bodies that help students pursue their master's or PhD programs. Some examples of these include the Fulbright program as well as the Aga Khan Scholarship. So with these examples, I've also seen certain companies that support their employees in going and getting a master's level degree or even supporting their part-time PhD and paying for it. So these are some of the options that you can explore as well. So my advice for students that are looking to significantly cut down their costs, especially for master's programs, is that try to look for colleges located in states such as California, New York, and even Texas, where in certain cases you may be eligible for in-state tuitions, which means that after a certain amount of time, you'll basically be paying the same tuition fee as US citizens, which is significantly less as opposed to international students. So this can help you. Now, when it comes to PhD programs, we already established that there's almost non-existent tuition fee for international or US citizens. So if you're someone who's coming in for a PhD program, I think the financial aspect is taken care of. It's more of a mental thing where you have to be prepared to dedicate the next 5 to 7 years of your life and your career into doing a program as well as a thesis and research work. That's all I had for this video. If you're watching till this point, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and remember, if we can get it to like 500 likes, we'll drop the dedicated Fall 2026 guidebook for graduate students, where I'll go over the entire application process, what the requirements are, and make sure that you guys don't miss anything, because it's super important that you actually do your application right so that you can get into the college first before getting any type of financial aid or scholarship. That's all. Bye.